Sometimes I wonder, what would the world look like if certain inventions never existed? What if we never invented toilet paper, vaccines, GPS, or even YouTube? Today we're going on a journey through the inventions that completely changed human history and shaped the world we live in today. Some are ancient, some are modern, and some are honestly pretty unexpected. Let's begin. The camera photography changed the way humanity remembers history forever. In 1826, a French inventor named Joseph Nicephore Niepce successfully captured one of the first permanent images on a metal plate. Later, Louis Daguerre improved the process even more. Photography officially began on January 7, 1839, with the presentation of the daguerreotype, one of the first practical cameras in history. And in 1861, English inventor Thomas Sutton created the first color photograph. The airplane. Humans dreamed of flying for centuries. In 1890, French engineer Clément Ader created one of the first motorized aircraft. But the real breakthrough came in 1903, when brothers Wilbur Wright and Orville Wright successfully flew the first fully controlled powered airplane. Very quickly, airplanes were used by the military. But commercial flights arrived soon after, with the first civilian airline flight taking place in the United States in 1914. Toilet paper. Now it's time for one of humanity's greatest inventions. Toilet paper. Yes, seriously. Before it existed, people used leaves, cloth, sponges, and many other strange things. The Chinese were among the first to use paper for this purpose during the Middle Ages. But modern toilet paper was created in 1857 by an American named Joseph Gaiety. And fun fact, early toilet paper sometimes contained wood splinters. Honestly, water still wins. Bread. Archaeologists in Jordan discovered something incredible. Humans were already making bread more than 14,000 years ago. That's around 4,000 years before agriculture even existed. Hunter-gatherers were baking bread long before farming became a thing. Vaccines. Most people think of Louis Pasteur when they hear the word vaccine. And they're right. Partly. Before him, an English doctor named Edward Jenner made a huge discovery in 1796. He noticed that people infected with cowpox seemed protected against smallpox. So he tested his theory on a young boy. It sounds crazy today, but it worked. The boy became immune, and that experiment became the beginning of vaccination. GPS. The GPS we use every day actually started because of the Cold War. In 1958, researchers realized they could track satellites using radio signals. Then they had an idea. What if satellites could help locate people on Earth instead? That idea became GPS. At first, it was only for the military. But after a tragic airplane navigation accident in 1983, GPS became available for civilians too. The first rockets. During World War II, German engineer Werner von Braun developed the V-2 rocket. It was the first modern ballistic missile. But surprisingly, this terrifying weapon later became the ancestor of space rockets. After the war, von Braun joined NASA and helped create the Saturn V rocket, the one that sent humans to the moon. Vending machines. Believe it or not, vending machines are ancient. The first one was invented by a Greek mathematician named Hero of Alexandria nearly 2,000 years ago. His machine dispensed holy water inside temples. So yes, vending machines existed before electricity. Video games. The first physical video game machine appeared in 1950 in Canada. It was called Bertie the Brain. And the game? tic-tac-toe. But this giant machine became one of the first steps toward modern gaming, the sextant. Before GPS, sailors used stars to navigate. Then in the 1730s, two inventors created the sextant independently. This instrument allowed sailors to determine their position with incredible precision for that time. It revolutionized sea travel. Nuclear fission. In 1938, scientists discovered nuclear fission. That means splitting heavy atoms like uranium to release huge amounts of energy. This discovery changed the world forever. Without it, nuclear power plants and atomic bombs would never exist. The oldest surgery. One of the oldest known surgeries happened around 31,000 years ago. A skeleton found in Borneo showed evidence of an amputated leg. And somehow, the person survived for years afterward, which means humans already had medical knowledge long before civilization. YouTube. In 2005, 3 former PayPal employees created YouTube. 1 year later, Google bought it for $1.65 billion. Today, YouTube has completely changed entertainment, education, and culture worldwide. The car. Many people know Carl Benz as the inventor of the car, but another inventor, Gottlieb Daimler, created one of the first motorcycles before that. Eventually, their companies merged, becoming what we know today as Mercedes-Benz. Printing. People often say Johannes Gutenberg invented printing. Not exactly. Printing already existed in Asia centuries earlier. What Gutenberg really did was improve the technology and make mass printing possible in Europe. And that changed knowledge forever. The light bulb. Same story with the light bulb. Thomas Edison did not invent it first. He improved it and made it practical for everyday use. The earliest incandescent bulb was actually created decades before Edison. Writing. Writing first appeared around 3,300 BC in Mesopotamia, and this invention completely transformed humanity, because writing marks the moment humans moved from prehistory into history. Rubber became truly useful in 1839 thanks to Charles Goodyear. He accidentally discovered vulcanization, a process that made rubber stronger and more durable. That discovery transformed transportation, industry, and even condoms. The first toilets. The earliest flushing toilets were invented in China more than 2,000 years ago, but modern toilets became popular in England during the late 1500s, thanks to John Harrington. Fire. Humans probably mastered fire hundreds of thousands of years ago, but scientists still debate exactly when it happened. Maybe it started with lightning. Maybe early humans learned to control natural fires. Either way, fire changed everything. The telescope. In the 17th century, Galileo Galilei improved the telescope and revolutionized astronomy. For the first time, humans could observe the moon in detail. Organ transplants. The first organ transplant attempt happened in 1906 in France. A doctor transplanted a pig kidney into a human patient. It failed, but it opened the door to modern transplants. The first successful human-to-human organ transplant happened in 1954 between identical twins. Cinema. In 1895, the Lumiere brothers created one of the first films in history using the cinematograph. Ironically, they believed cinema would only be a temporary trend. Breaking the sound barrier. In 1947, pilot Chuck Yeager became the first human to break the sound barrier. And here's the crazy part. He did it with 2 broken ribs. Social media. Before Facebook, there was 6degrees.com. Created in 1997, it became one of the first social networks ever made. Its idea was simple. Everyone on Earth is connected through 6 people. The wheel. You'd think we know exactly when the wheel was invented, but surprisingly, we don't. The oldest evidence points to Mesopotamia around 3500 BC, but historians still debate it today. Nails. Nails may seem boring, but they changed construction forever. Before metal nails, building structures from wood was much more difficult. Sometimes the smallest inventions create the biggest revolutions, from fire to rockets, from bread to YouTube. Human history is basically a chain of inventions that completely transformed our lives. And honestly, it makes you wonder, what invention today will completely change the future tomorrow? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which invention you think changed humanity the most.